When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous. Woke up feeling dangerous. Woke up feeling dangerous. Okay. Woke up feeling dangerous. Woke up feeling dangerous.
He forgot to record. So, and hey, one thing, no, don't record yet. One thing I noticed, what is our cast called? Because I thought it was Browntown, and you're calling it the freaking Brown cast or something like that.
So it's Brownstown.
No, it's Browntown.
Okay, all right. That's not what the cover says.
That's what you texted me.
I do like it.
Of two guys who aren't even from Ohio that don't know how to run a podcast.
Well, welcome to Browntown. I am here with Browntown Mayor Jacques Ramon La Herrera. Hey, JR, they call you Coder. Can you give me a little backdrop on why we call you the Coat?
Yeah, well, like back in 2001, my mother bought me a gigantic Cleveland Browns jacket because I'm obviously a Browns fan. And for some reason, brown coat has completely stuck ever since.
Dr. Browncoat in the house. And tell us, where are you filming from today?
I'm filming from Casa de J.R. here. And just at the house in Shasta, California, man.
Troy Valentine here. I'm actually from Shasta myself. I mean, I wasn't born there. I don't think you were either, but
was not.
Only the claimer of hometown, right? I mean, we'll ride for Shasta till the day we die. Yeah. But I picked up my things. I moved out here to Denver, and there's a little bit of history here in Denver with the Cleveland Browns. I know that most of the people that would possibly be looking for the worst Browns podcast on the internet probably already knows about this, but The Drive, right? John Elway, was it 97 yards to kick?
It was 98.
98 yards to kick Cleveland out of the playoffs. And then we also had the fumble here, right? The fumble.
Yep, Red Right 88. That was again. Oh no, that was the Raiders. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yes, the drive. There's so many games that spell Cleveland disaster. But here's one thing I want to say, and I don't think this is going to get me heat. That is the Baltimore Ravens failures. All right, we have enough from 99 to 2020. I am standing here loud and proud saying I am not inheriting those failures. That is the Ravens mess ups, not the Cleveland Browns.
I like it. Yeah, I was in Mile.
Think about it. It's a completely different team.
Yeah.
It's a completely different team. And I'm sick and tired of it being our history. We have enough to be embarrassed about in the last 20 years. Just no, I'm not accepting that anymore. I'm not taking those losses.
So I guess let's do a little round robin of what's in the news for Cleveland right now. You kept up with Ryan Switzer's son?
Yeah, that one's sad. I hope they figure out what the heck is going on.
They thought he had COVID. I haven't really kept up.
You see, like I remember at first he said, like the first time I heard about it, he had like made some post saying that they woke up, there was like son was bleeding, and that he was COVID positive. They're taking him to the hospital, asking for prayers and thoughts and all that stuff. And then it seemed like he was better after a while. And now it seems like it started again. Now they're traveling to a lot of specialists. Other than that, I don't know. All I know is like that's sounds like a total nightmare, and I feel horrible for him, and my heart goes out to that whole family.
Yeah, as fathers ourselves, I'm sure you feel this as well. It's just like the absolute worst thing that could ever happen in my life is happening to Ryan Switzer right now.
Absolutely.
And our thoughts go out to him. The next thing that's really been in the news, I just saw a T-shirt for this. Baker saw a UFO in Texas.
He did.
I'm saying there's no question, right? Baker saw a UFO in Texas. I believe our quarterback 1,000%. What are your thoughts about Baker's UFO sighting?
Hey, he saw something. He made it public, and people are either with him or not. The thing that I loved, I'm not sure if you caught, was there was a lot of people that were like trolling, saying like Colin Cowherd's next show, and there was like a guy doing a Colin Cowherd impersonation, just being like, I don't know, I just like my franchise quarterbacks to not see UFOs. And then literally his next day show said like the exact same thing verbatim. It was hilarious, just the fact that everybody called it beforehand as a troll, and it ended up coming to fruition. That was my biggest takeaway from Baker's UFO experience right there.
You seen a UFO before?
Nothing that I know. There was one time in McLeod I saw something weird, but I mean, I'm not going to go to my grave saying that was a UFO. I totally believe in them, though.
Yeah, Baker's not lying. I saw a UFO once. It was,
Yeah.
I did, yeah. And actually, there were some witnesses too. We all saw it. It was junior year of high school, and we had traveled up McLeod Street to the very end. And of course, nothing good happens at the end of McLeod Street.
Nothing.
Except it was amazing. It was an out of body experience by, because of some fungi. And I would say I really thought it was the mushrooms that made me see it. But
they just enhanced what you were seeing. They had nothing to do with what you saw.
It was only like 5 minutes after I gobbled those down that I saw this. And so it makes me feel like
5 minutes, those things aren't going to kick in 5 minutes.
They weren't even kicking, man. I swear to you, they weren't even kicking.
No.
There was a spherical like figure that cruised around the mountain. It had light shining out of it, and it landed right into some woods. I swear to you, I do not question Baker one bit, not only because he is our fearless leader, but also because UFOs are extremely real.
Absolutely. I agree with that 1,000% right there.
I think the next one that I guess I'd like to get from you is, besides Stefanski, who are you most excited to see come back in this coaching staff?
In the coaching staff, probably Bill Callahan, the offensive line coach. It's not the sexiest one to pick, but anywhere that guy goes, the O-line improves. And you could honestly say, like, you could arguably say that we had the best offensive line as a unit. Maybe not a best individual player at his position, but as a unit, especially for how we only had 3 returning starters from the previous year. We added 2 tackles, one being a rookie who went on a position change, and the fact that they were able to be a cohesive unit and just dominate. And we played some good D lines. I know a lot of people will say that we had a more favorable, easier schedule. What they were able to do in the limited time that they had to mesh, I was extremely impressed with that, and I think you have to give a lot of the credit to Bill Callahan.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go someplace other than where you went, but I'm saying the same thing. I think Callahan did an amazing job. I felt like he brought in this guy Wyatt Teller, and I think like thinking back to my brain at the beginning of the 2020 offseason, I was thinking we really needed to upgrade the guard position. I didn't see Wyatt Teller as the answer. But what we got out of Wyatt Teller, I would say only Bill Callahan gets out of guys. Like, I don't see Wyatt Teller going on to becoming the second best right guard in football, which is where I'm putting him.
Set at cornerback.
Yeah, I think
and Hill's a slot guy. That's where his strength is.
Yeah, I think for me, I told you this right at the beginning. I said, in the first round, if we are just drafting the best available, as a defensive approach, we should go edge or corner. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to draft a linebacker unless it's a top 5 linebacker in the first round. It's going to save us money in the long run. It's going to make us, cap available to sign some of these extensions to Chubb and to Baker and to Ward. And so it's like, if we could get somebody like JC Horn, Farley is absolutely my favorite person in the draft this year. I've been telling you that Farley is my guy since before the season ended. If he falls to us, man, I am dropping to my knees, kissing the sky. That would be amazing to have Farley and Ward on the field together, Troy Hill, all these incredible safeties that we have. Like, I'm excited to see Rodney Harrison for, a full season.
Oh, I'm very high on Harrison. I'm very high on Harrison. I know, like, it's hard to come out of last year's season looking at our secondary and being excited about anybody not named Denzel Ward. But like, everything I saw out of Harrison, I thought, like, okay, this guy has what I'm looking for in a safety position. He might not be a Pro Bowler, but like, he's not the reason our secondary was terrible last year. And
Farley is a lockdown man-to-man coverage corner that Denzel Ward is. Really, I mean, I would say if you're an opposing quarterback coming into Cleveland, you are going to have a difficult time throwing the ball to anybody.
That should be the plan, because last year it was a totally different story.
Yeah.
And it's actually amazing when you look at how bad our secondary was and the fact that Garrett was able to get the amount of sacks that he did.
Yeah.
I think Baker has no Pro Bowls to him, and when you're paying somebody that money, you want to see something there with that. And I don't understand where this new trend came in of giving the guys this monster contract in year 3. What happened to, let's pick up the 5th-year option, pay him a little more, see how that 5th-year option goes, then give him the big contract. Now, with that said, I'm going to contradict myself and say we should extend him. I don't know dollar amount where we should go, but I think it's important that we just say, fuck it, rip out the Band-Aid, extend him, because I think that cap is just going to keep going up and up and up. I would rather get him now, because even though it's going to look like a big contract right now, 2 years down the line, we got ourselves a discount at quarterback.
So I'm just looking at overthecap.com, looking at quarterback contracts, because the question, sir, is what is Baker worth? And so I want to hear from you. Like, obviously not Patrick Mahomes money. We're not talking $45 million a year here. Dak? Is he Dak?
I don't think Dak's worth Dak.
But I'm saying that's what they're going for. But that's
what I hate the Dak contract.
Okay. Russell Wilson, 35 mil.
Well, you see, that's the weird thing with Baker is he's not. You could look at him and say statistically he's not in the same conversation as any of those guys, because those guys have Pro Bowls. Some of them have Super Bowl rings.
These are some old of them have contracts too, though. These are, I mean, Wilson signed.
True, but this is the bargaining table, though. I would say I would give him, and I don't know if him and his agent would laugh at it, but I would give him the Tannehill deal. That's where I think he is right now.
Okay, because Matt Stafford also signed a contract quite a few years ago now, but he is making less than Tannehill at 27 mil.
Right, but like you said, it's a couple years ago now. Tannehill, I think, is the most comparable.
At 29.5. That's what he's making. All right. I would say he's well worth Matt Ryan money at 30. I would say, yeah, everybody complains about the Carson.
But Matt Ryan was a former MVP.
I think everybody is concerned about that Wentz contract at 32 mil. But I would also say that in relation to the Dak contract at 40, I think we're looking at something like Russell Wilson money. I've been
No,
saying,
realistically, we are.